What is up, dudes, and welcome back to the channel. First off, I'd like to say sorry it took me so long to make this video. Second, I hope you all had a great E3 because I had a splendid time and I didn't watch anything other than Nintendo. But I heard some good things. I heard some real nice things, and I have seen some things since from other companies. Maybe I'm a little too close to this mic. Sorry, didn't mean to be all up and personal in your ear like that. Okay, so first up we had a pretty crazy and epic intro video for Dragon Quest characters into Smash. Now, I'm not familiar with Dragon Quest as a franchise. I do know that the art style is inspired or produced by the same guy who does Dragon Ball Z, and I know that might be blasphemy to not state his actual name. I could look it up on Google, but anyway. Now, they showed a bunch of characters being available in Dragon Quest, but it seems like they're all costumes for the same character, only each costume has particular attributes, I think. And if that's the case, that's really cool. But Nintendo, if that is the case, I would really like to see that implemented into several other characters that fit the same bill. So make it happen, please. Now, immediately after this, we're introduced to Doug Bowser. It's gonna take me some time, Mr. Bowser, to find love for you. Not to say that I don't like you. I commend what you did in this E3 Direct. It was bold, and I appreciate that Reggie left some big shoes to fill. It's gonna take years. It took me a couple years to really get on board with Reggie. It's gonna take the same or more with you, I'm sure. But if you just keep showing your face and engage with the audience, I think you will do fine. While helping to sell the dream, also try to push the company forward, is all I will say. Next up is Luigi's Mansion 3. Oh my god. You know what? I'm just gonna stop the video here and say Nintendo did an amazing job this E3. You guys did such a good job. It was so nicely presented. There was so much content that was shown. But as the title stated, and as I will show you later on in this video, I am disappointed still. But we will get to that at the end of this video. It's very important that we stay on cue and talk about what really happened at E3. With that, let's get to Luigi's Mansion 3. Probably my favorite announcement of the whole show. The game looks incredible. I'm not going to go over what happened in the demo. I'm just going to say how it hit me. I love Luigi's Mansion, the original. I love the second one on the 3DS, Dark Moon. Both had graphics that looked amazing in different ways. Luigi's Mansion 1 had a very gritty, very dark, very well lit situation with really nice atmospheric interactions. Things like sucking up the dust off the floor and having it kind of stagnate once you stopped. Like, it was just really cool. Very, very nice special effects. With the 3DS game, there was a lovely, obviously with the 3D, there was a lovely sense of depth, but there was a lovely sense of character throughout the game. The ghosts had a lot of just hilarity to them that the first one really didn't have. There was just a lot more character to each ghost, and each ghost type had their own. It was very, very awesome. But there was something lost in the translation of Ghosts to the 3DS. They had the same kind of flow, or even better in terms of animation, but they lost that Ghostbusters like vibe. And even the 3DS version of Luigi's Mansion, the original, has lost it even further. Like, I really appreciated the first game's ghost design because it reminded me of Ghostbusters. There was a translucent bloom effect to the whole thing that just really helped the ghost to pop off the screen. It was just really, I don't know, it was intense. And it was something I wanted to see recreated, but the 3DS just didn't quite have the mustard. And it seems like they found a very beautiful medium between the two designs for this third game. The actual lighting, the actual texturing, the animations, the models, they look clean like the way back in the day we would look at the cover of an N64 game and be like, man, I can't wait till the graphics look like that, you know, like Mario Kart. This feels like that. You know, I'm gonna be very happy playing this game. It looks smooth. The multiplayer, I haven't even gotten to that. The fact that there's a co-op with Guigi, which hashtag better be in Smash Brothers, I feel like the multiplayer options are amazing. The Tower of Terror is amazing. That was awesome on the 3DS. It's going to be even better now, you know, with needing to have more interaction between players. Unfortunately, you are still using that pesky chat app monstrosity. I'm really hoping that with the new Switch, they kind of, you know, bring it up to 2020 standards, maybe, you know? Because, no, dog, this isn't going to work going into the future. Anyway, that's just a side note, but I'm going to do a video on that at some point. But yeah, the co-op is what I'm really excited for, and I'm just really, really pumped for this game. It looks delicious. Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal to me is a slap in the face, Netflix. I shall not purchase thine goods, not until thine app art on my damn Nintendo Switch. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? I don't even really need to say anything about this game. It's absolutely incredible. It looks like you're playing a toy. Like, I don't know. There's something about it. And I don't want to look at too much more gameplay of it because I don't want to wear it off. But I think that when I play this game, it's going to make me feel like a kid again. Like proper, just take me back. And I'm going to love it. The art style of the game looks like they've reused the engine that they used for Nintendo Land with certain games like Pikmin. The Pikmin experience looks almost exactly like this. I'm sure that this looks better, cleaner, more organic, just really nice, but it looks like a derivative of that engine, which I'm very stoked for because I think that it looks beautiful. The Dungeon Maker is amazing, and I'm certain it's going to be local only, but it would be cool if we could play online, and hopefully Nintendo uses it as feedback for whether or not a Zelda Maker is an option, because that would be amazing, and I'm excited to see how this pans out. Next up is Trials of Mana. Looks beautiful. Don't know how much else to say. It just looks like a really cool RPG with a nice art style. Something a little older, not really up to today's standard, but it still looks very clean, very nice. Next up is The Witcher 3. Never played any before, but the game looks good, and I'm excited for anyone who loves this game. To be able to have it on the go is pretty damn sexy. But I'm wary of its looks because from what I saw, it looked a little bare of texture. And they only showed short clips. And no treehouse slot just kind of leaves me a little wary. Fire Emblem Three Houses looks amazing. I mean, graphically, I would have liked it to be a little better, I guess. But it looks good enough. But the gameplay is what's got me. I was not at all interested in playing this game, and now I'm like full on board, hyped for it. It looks intense. It looks amazing. It looks like something that can be held up to Awakening's standard. That game was amazing. Next up is Resident Evil. More Resident Evil. And you might sense that I'm not like, overly excited about that. And that's because Capcom, you have been... See, I can't even, because this is a PG channel, I can't even say what I want to say, but I'm very upset at what you're doing to us, the consumer. Like, why are all the Resident Evils that are coming to the Switch priced $10 more than they would be on another system? And I don't see you throwing them out on sale yet. I see Sony, Microsoft, they have sales all the time, and it's amazing. But like, what is this? Like, what can you explain to us, the consumer, why you're adding $10? If you told us HD Rumble usage or motion controls added then I'd be like, hell yeah, I'd like the Wii version of Resident Evil 4. I will pay that $10 extra to have Wii motion control like experience and HD rumble. That's awesome. But you gave us nothing. There's nothing there. Oh, because it's a handheld, because it's a hybrid, we have to pay extra? Like, you're not even like physically releasing this game. It makes zero sense, and it's not fair. And I think you should change that and give $10 back to all the people that have bought it so far. Can't believe that. Anyway, moving on. So glad that Travis is back properly in No More Heroes 3. On a side note, I feel like Travis Touchdown is going to be one of the DLC characters for Smash Brothers. You heard it here first. Contra looks weird. I'm a huge Contra fan. The first Contra is probably one of my top 20 games of all time. And it's just an amazing shooter. The music is memorable, the gameplay is memorable, the intensity and difficulty are memorable, the cheat code is memorable. I mean, it's just a great overall game. And it just seems like since then it's just slowly gone downhill. And this game, it doesn't look like Contra. It looks weird. But I'll give it a chance. It's like Contra and Beyond Good and Evil had a baby. I don't know. I'm just very weirded out by what I see. But if it's fun gameplay, I will enjoy and embrace it. Daemon X Machina looks awesome. I played the demo. I'm hoping that it doesn't end up having some of the frame rate issues I encountered, and even some of the pixelation I encountered, because in the demos, from what they show, the game looks a lot smoother, and I want that kind of smoothness. So I'm hoping that maybe the Switch version operates like how the demo version operated, but the Switch Pro version will be smooth. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm watching this one from a distance. I definitely want it, but I want to make sure that it doesn't turn out crap. Now, next up, oh my god, I know a lot of you too young to know the music that came on directly after Daemon X Machina. But it is a very familiar tune for me because I was a Sega kid back in the day as well, and I wanted a Sega Saturn super bad. And I ended up getting a 64, which I'm very grateful for. It was amazing. But I watched the Sega Saturn's progress as time went on, and yes, I noted that it was not nearly as good and definitely didn't sell very well. But there were certain games that I got a chance to play that were absolutely amazing, and Panzer Dragoon was one of them. Panzer Dragoon Saga has to be a thing. If they're gonna make this remake, I want Panzer Dragoon Zui and Panzer Dragoon Saga. It was one of the best RPGs I've ever played, and to have a remake with a new coat of paint would be just a moneymaker. Astral Chain looks like a Platinum Games title, so I must play it. Must. Empire of Sin looks super badass. Like, I can't wait to play it because I love games like this. Hunter the Reckoning is the one that comes to mind first, but this one is a beat 'em up from top view, so it's kind of like Diablo, to give some people reference, but you go through a level and it's just 4 people hacking and slashing, and this game looks beautiful. It looks like the action is pretty explosive, and the hopefully the system doesn't chug along with frame rate issues, but I'm excited for it if it turns out well. Marvel Ultimate Alliance looks very clean, and like it might have a solid story, so I'm pretty stoked. Cadence of Hyrule, I'm excited for it. I'm probably not going to get it until I can catch it on sale, because I did enjoy the original Necrodancer, but on PC I was able to like upload my own songs, which was like really badass. And on this, you can't do that. So it loses the luster of me even wanting that game. Next up is Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Olympics. I like that I didn't see an actual, like, you know, Tokyo, yay, you know, like, because they try too hard to follow, like, the sports that they do. I think that they should just keep this mixed bag, you know, going through all the Olympic sports and try and make a great game out of it. And from what I saw, it looks amazingly addictive. and I cannot wait to play this game. It's super clean, the graphics are beautiful, but the actual sports involved from what I saw looked fun. Judo, surfing, just looks like a good old time, ripe for drinking games. Animal Crossing. I knew this was going to be shown off. It looks great, and like obviously, I'm guessing the fact that you see so many other sprites that are clearly players means that we're going to have more than 4 people being able to go into a town, which is awesome. So excited. But it definitely looks like everything a fan could want, and I hope that it brings new players in, because it seems like they've added enough new things to make it that kind of situation. Next up, they showed a reel of games that are coming to the Switch in 2019, and we saw Spyro, Hollow Knight Silksong, Ni no Kuni, Minecraft Dungeons, The Elder Scrolls Blades, My Friend Pedro, Doom Eternal, The Sinking City, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Dead by Daylight, and Alien Isolation. That is a list, guys. That is a list. I look forward to seeing how these games turn out, because some of them, I'm worried. I'm kind of worried. You know, I wonder like what they are going to do, or who they're using to port the games, because a game like Alien Isolation is beautiful. It's scary, it's atmospheric. If you take any of that atmosphere away, it could ruin the game. So we shall see. Now, before I end, I have to go over why I am a little disappointed in Nintendo. Okay, for starters, let's talk announcements. Things that they should have announced. I think that the Switch Pro should have been announced, or at least the Switch Mini. But this makes me wonder if both systems sport similar technology. That's just a speculation, so I don't want you thinking that could be something. But that is something that I'm thinking about, is that the Switch in itself is kind of cruddy. I mean, it's a great gaming machine, but in terms of being able to do other things whilst also gaming, it's not very good. And to create a system, 2 systems for the future, and have that kind of divide between them is not, it's just not good for business. So I feel like, at least this is what they should do, is have 2 systems. But that we're talking about the Switch. I'm talking about my disappointment here in E3. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm definitely going to be doing a video on this, but I'm upset that they didn't announce the upgraded Switch. I'm also upset that we are into this system just over 2 years and not a single N64 game has been announced, and not a single GameCube game has been announced. So I'm perplexed as to what's going on. And this leads me to believe that Nintendo is probably working on making a much better system in terms of how they distribute games, like on the original Nintendo thing that you get with your subscription. I would like to believe that they're moving towards a place where you pay a subscription and you get access to the vast library that is Nintendo. I doubt that that's what they're doing, but if that's not the case, then what are you doing? Because people are sitting here waiting to buy Nintendo 64 games, GameCube games. Oh my God. People, I can't tell. I feel like you're going to outsell some of your major games versus your GameCube games. I don't doubt that for a minute. A game like Super Smash Bros. Melee, a game like Metroid Prime. I mean, I don't know if you're going to do the trilogy or not. That was a game I was hoping that you would announce. Like, people don't even know what Metroid Prime 4 is about. You're dealing with a new crowd now. You have to give them context. Unless this makes me believe that this game could be far departed from what we know of Metroid Prime. Yes, it might be a conclusion, or maybe it's a start, a new start. Like, there's so much that could happen here. You know, Nintendo has incredible graphics coming their way to make the perfect Metroid first-person shooter. You've got Retro Studios working on it. Obviously, I was not expecting them to show this off. I would have liked some kind of tidbit, like, yeah, guys, we still got it on our plate, but no, we didn't get anything. But I figured because Retro only just got the contract, I was really hoping that they had gotten it, you know, well before they announced it to the public, and therefore maybe could have had something cool to show us at E3, but no. So another disappointment. This is my biggest disappointment with Nintendo. Shinya Takahashi said at one of their shareholders meetings that he wants Nintendo to cater to more, essentially this is what he said, cater to more people, more types of people, more gamers, by tackling new genres, you know. And I really thought that just meant that they were gonna, you know, start really expanding and not relying on, and this is why I'm disappointed with this E3, like even though everything they showed was awesome and the third-party support is amazing, I'm still like, I'm never blown away. I'm never given that sense of wonderment that I used to have when I was a kid, when the internet wasn't around and I couldn't, you know, look up ahead of time, you know, 2 years ahead of time what a game was gonna look like, you know, like, there just wasn't that kind of access. And I kind of rely on Nintendo now to be that kind of surprising thing. And sometimes like Panzer Dragoon Saga is a good example of something that gave me a glimmer of that. But like, I feel like Nintendo's the only one right now that could give me that in a huge way by, say, releasing, you know, you saw that Ubisoft didn't release Steep. Why not release 1080? Why not work with them and make a 1080? Why not work with another company and make a 1080? Why not just make a 1080? Like, there's no reason it shouldn't exist. And it's all a matter of you looking at your source material and looking at what was wrong and what was right. It's so easy, plain to see when you look at the two games, 1080 and 1080 Avalanche, what is amazing and what is crap. And I'm actually going to do a video about that because it, you know, it's sad that people don't see this. Like, 1080 snowboarding is still probably one of the best experiences for a snowboarder in a snowboarding game. It's amazing. It replicates the experience in such a way that no other game has done, not even Steep. You know, a lot of these games still rely. But anyway, I'm getting into stuff I'm not supposed to. But yeah, like, what about Wave Race? What about Excitebike? What about F-Zero? Oh my god, if you dropped F-Zero on us right now, and that's not a hard game to, like, think up some stuff, you would have a system seller, my friend. I don't care what Shigeru Miyamoto thinks about F-Zero, you would have a system seller, at least in the United States and Europe. Please. And maybe, you know, maybe don't think, oh, we'll just make a HD version of F-Zero GX, or make a game that looks like F-Zero GX. No. That's not what I'm saying. Don't rush it out. I just want to know that you're making it, and I want you to think the whole time that you're conceiving this game, think about what could take it to the next level over anything that we've seen prior to it in the franchise and from the genre. You think in those terms and you might have something that is beautiful and stands the test of time, but do it. You know, I have some crazy ideas for F-Zero, Wave Race, 1080, Excitebike, Excite Truck, like, you name it. And I if I was to work for Nintendo, I would have a division separate from any of their divisions, and it would deal with their sports games. All of them. Would be amazing. Anyway, guys, that does it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think and what you're looking forward to this E3 season. And I will see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.